Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? You guys doing good too? I'm doing good too. So, welcome back on the Panasonic 55. Oh, sorry, Panasonic TOUGHBOOK 55. In this video, we're going to be talking about the security you get in this device. It's by far to the highest levels. Okay. Now, just take a look at this. Each picture represents something, doesn't it? Look at this. 1, 2, 3. All of these things, right, are for security. Okay? Understand this properly, what each one of these things actually does for your protection. It was said by Panasonic that this system gives you the highest level of security, even better than Windows 10. Windows 10 on its own is not good enough. I'm very surprised that their security is not that good. Now, when Panasonic looked deeply into this, they were very concerned about security. Because you can get all kinds of attacks to the system. And that wouldn't be good for a company, because if you got a lot of stuff in there, some of these people out there can do something to your system. They could damage your operating system, make your system slow, or retrieve some information from your laptop. And that wouldn't be good if already before even going to your work, your system gets that damage already. So when you go, you pick up your Panasonic TOUGHBOOK 55 laptop, you take it in the morning, take it to work, and then what you see? Your system's not even running properly. It's damn slow and it's coming with pop-up screens. You gotta protect your system. Now look at the first one. Identity protection. That is your own account, right? Looking at the screen, you're logging in. This is the first priority that you need to protect yourself. So what does this actually mean? Identity protection. That's by yourself, isn't it? Every person who gets this screen, he has to put a password in there. And nobody can get into your system as well if you got a password. Can they? Because if they don't even know the password, they can't go through that system. That's the first thing a person actually does. He has a password. If he hasn't got a password, he's removed it. Well, it would be good for a home. In terms of your own family members, that'd be fine for them. If you trust them, that is, yeah. But outside world, no, it's not safe. I would advise anybody to remove the password if they're using the system outside, especially in companies. Okay, whatever company you work for, you need to have a password in there. At least you've got a password. A person can't log in. That's really, really good to protect yourself. But the problem can arise if you get logged in and you walk away from there. You probably have to do some urgent stuff and then you don't have enough time to log out. And you just leave your system on. That can be a problem. Do not leave your system on like that. Please log off. Okay? Log off doesn't mean you're going to turn your system off. It's the password thing I'm talking about here. Log in, log off. So the next person can't go into your system and do something with it. Anyway. Then comes the OS protection. Okay. The OS is the operating system protection. In here, yeah, there is. The operating system is the Windows 10 Pro 64-bit. But is that enough for the operating system protection? Yes, it can be. But you gotta know how to use this operating system, how to protect it. Yeah, well, Microsoft gives you the operating system, but it doesn't give you great ways to protect it, does it? It doesn't have any clue about it. Yeah, I would say that's very disappointing indeed. Panasonic found a way, even the OS protection, how to protect yourself with the operating system. He's using his own software to protect on top of this. The Microsoft one's not enough. If some people are quite smart, they will just use the Windows 10 protection system. If they don't know, this Panasonic TOUGHBOOK 55 comes in there, and Panasonic gives you this great OS protection. If you want to know more about this protection thing, how it works, because the video can be pretty long if I keep on talking too much, go on the Panasonic website. Mainly it doesn't give you much information, or talk to or write to, so they can give you a call back from Panasonic. They can advise you more how this OS protection works. Because I've learned to understand, every time people use Windows 10, they don't have to protect themselves. It seems to know Panasonic knows more about it. And the third part is hardware and firmware protection. That's the stuff inside this system. If anything goes wrong with the hardware and the firmware protection, that's going to be a big problem. Because the hardware is a very important part to computers. If your hardware is not protected properly, then the components will go weak inside the system. And the firmware. They're actually talking about the software here, not the other hardware. So it's good to protect the hardware and firmware protection. Both of these need to be protected really firmly. If the hardware and firmware protection doesn't get the right protection out of it, then your software is all going to get messed up. And this system probably wouldn't work properly anymore. And that's why hardware and firmware, there's a protection to it. A lot of the times, there is no hardware and firmware protection. But Panasonic looked this thing very seriously. He gave you that. He gave you a lot of different steps how to protect yourself, so your hardware and firmware software doesn't mess up. This is very interesting. A lot of people will use their own ideas. I don't want to say something here how to protect yourself from these kind of things. It's better to have more guides from Panasonic. Get thorough knowledge from the company how to get hardware and firmware protection. Identity protection is not very hard. That's just by log in and log out. The things you need to cater is that OS protection, hardware and firmware protection. You need to learn about these two things. The first one is very simple. The second and third thing, you need to think the way Panasonic is giving you these protections. Alright? Because if you think the way Panasonic thinks, you're going to get great protection from the system. Believe me, buying this system gives you great security at the same time. Following Panasonic guidelines will give you one of the highest level security and attacks. It's going to give you that. So bear that in mind. This is a great system, and Panasonic is with you with the security and protection. So I hope you guys liked my video. Give your likes, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.